Hello, I am Dr. Nina White, and you're tuning in to Money Mondays. And we're going to be talking about simple, practical tools to help families, workers, and small business owners take control of their money and build a secure financial future. Today, we're talking about one of the most popular, easiest budgeting systems that's out here. Take a guess at what that is. It's the 50-30-20 rule. Yes, 50-30-20. I'm going to give you some tips, nuggets that's going to be able to help you build a financial freedom. Okay, so let's start here. We're going to jump right into this. What is the 50-30-20 rule? Many people never heard of it. Sometimes you get it in other ways. So the 50-30-20 rule, is 50% is wants, 50% is needs, 30% is wants, and 20% is savings and debt. And I'm going to break everything down for you today. So, let's get started. So, as I was saying, 50% needs. When you have your money, right, 50% of that is for the things that you need. What do you need as a family member, as a worker, small business owner? What is it that you need? And you want to make sure you categorize that. So that's housing, that's utilities, that's transportation. What do you need? If you're a small business owner, if you have a brick and mortar location, you got to pay rent there. Do you have to pay utilities or internet? Maybe phones. For instance, I'm an accountant. So my needs is computers. My needs is phones. My needs is internet for sure. My needs is money because I got to pay payroll to my staff. We need furniture to be able to have desks, anything. That's what you need. Individuals, you need to be able to pay your mortgage, right? You need to be able to pay homeowners insurance, whatever that is. So just kind of take that in and imagine, what is it that you need? 50% is that. Next, we're talking about 30%. With the 30%, that's wants. Now listen, we all want a lot of things, but we got to be realistic. So what is your wants? Write it down. What does that look like for you? Wants could be dining out, entertainment, vacations. Listen, we know we get a little extra money in our pockets. We want to go shopping spree, get a whole new wardrobe, especially ladies. We want to get our hair done, nails done, feet done. I'm not going to leave out you men, okay? Y'all like to go too. You may want to get you a manicure or a pedicure. You might want to keep your nails done too, feet done, keep them cuticles right. That's what I'm talking about. Just letting you know, these are your wants. You may have a dream car that you want to purchase, right? These are your wants. Next is 20% savings and debt. What does that look like for you? Everything looks different for everyone, okay? Listen, I gotta take me a swig, just a little swig of water. That looks like 20% for savings and debt. That's emergency fund, retirement, and you just have savings. And let's not forget to talk about debt payoff. That falls in that category. So we're talking about wants, needs, savings, and debt, right? So while you're sitting here tuning into the show, get you a pad and paper, pad and pen, and you want to just start writing those things down. Or you can wait until after the show. But what I will say to you is you really need to be realistic when you're doing this. Take it serious because a lot of people don't, okay? This method works for any income, any level, and it keeps budgeting simple, flexible, and empowering. Why do I say that? Because it helps you in every area of your life. It's just that simple. And a lot of times, people are talking about they want to save money or they want to do these things right here, but they can't do it. We have clients come into our office all the time saying that they'll start with our financial planning course, and they get in it and they'll say, I want to save this, I want to save that. And I'll ask them a question. Well, if you can save an amount of money, what would you do? Some of them be like, oh, I could save $1,000. And I say, well, if you could save $1,000, you would have already been doing it. That's why this rule helps you, right? So why does this rule work? Okay. This rule works because it's simple. It's flexible. It's realistic, and it's empowering. This is why it works. Budgeting becomes less a restriction and more about clarity. When you see it written down, it makes sense. A lot of times people are just swiping their cards, swipe, 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 and they don't know where their money goes. This is the reason why you want to be able to establish and understand the 50-30-20 rule. And listen, it doesn't have to be 50-30-20. It could be 70-20-10, whatever that looks like for you. But as I continue, you're going to understand where I'm going with it. So let's just give you a real life example. $4,000 is your net take home, right? We're looking at that. Again, this is just a figure. You may not be at that place right now. You might not be at a net take home of $4,000. Your net take home may be $1,500 or $800. We don't know what that looks like for you. But again, it helps anyone in any income level. So I'm going to use $4,000, okay? $4,000 is your net take home. Your needs is 50%. You're putting $2,000 aside for your needs, right? The next is your wants. We already established that wants is 30%. So with that, you're going to put $1,200 aside. And that's for your wants. And then you have your savings and your debt. And that is 20%. And you're putting away $800. Listen. I know y'all already going through it. What do you mean, woman? You talking about putting away $2,000? I can't do that right now. You're absolutely right. And if you can't do it right now, that's why, again, this rule is flexible. I'm telling you, it works. It works. I can't say it works. So if your needs exceeds 50%, I'm telling you, it's okay. It's okay. It's awareness that comes first, right? And then improvement comes next. You want to be aware of what you're spending. You want to be aware of what's coming in. A lot of times, again, especially as small business owners, they have no clue of what may be coming in and going out. Again, as I stated, everyone is just swiping. It works for anyone. It doesn't matter. Take this tool and apply it to your life. If you can't save 20% yet, start where you can. If putting $5 away each paycheck, $10 away each paycheck, start where you are. That is the biggest thing that I want to make sure that you understand. Start where you are. Don't try to do something. Don't try to live beyond your means. We can't do that. Listen, we are not the Jeffersons, okay? We can't be moving on up when you're not in that place. So let's just take our time, step back, and let's evaluate these things, okay? So, listen, this talking got to make me swing again. Let's talk about some steps, right, to get you started. First thing, again, you want to do is calculate your net income. What does that look like for you? What does your net income look like? You may have, any income that may be coming in. You may have money coming in from investments. You may have money coming in from retirement. You got money coming in from your work. You got money coming in from you being self-employed. Your net. What is it that you bring home after taxes, after all the deductions, after Uncle Sam has gotten all his money and everybody got their piece? What is it that you bring home? So that's your net. Next, we want to list our expenses. Whatever you spend money on, whatever that is. So you want to make sure you list them. Get you a sheet of paper and list it. Listen, when you see this thing in black and white, it really makes you look at things a whole lot differently. And this is how it's going to help you. So once you list your expenses, next, we're going to categorize them. Categorize those expenses. Okay, where does this fit in? Because now you may be looking at, okay, we got food that we go out to eat. Then you're looking at groceries to cook. Let me tell you one example. I had a client come in, do the financial planning course. And I said, bring me everything that you spend, all the bills, everything that you spend money on, bring it in. Bring me your receipts, bring me your bank statements. I want to see it. And so in the financial planning, we talk about budgeting, right? Hey, the 50-30-20 rule. And so in that, as I started to go through everything, what do you think the biggest, the most amount of money was spent on? Take a guess. You probably already said it. Food, eating out. They spent, this in particular client had spent in 1 month over $3,000 on eating out. I'm like, what? I said, do you cook? And it was like, well, this child likes this, and that child likes this, and my significant other likes that. Listen, we can't please everybody. When I was growing up, my mother told me, you eat what's there, or you don't eat at all. Go to bed. Listen, we gotta be smart when it comes to our money. We gotta stop just throwing money out. We gotta be smart. So after you have categorized them, now you're going to compare your spending to the rule. Once you've done that, make sure you got your paper, got your pad and pen. 50% needs, 30% wants, 20% savings. Out of all of your expenses, where does that expense fall in for your needs? Where does it fall in for your wants? And where does it fall in for your savings or debt? Now that you see this in a big picture, now you're going to reevaluate things a whole lot differently. So this is what it looks like. You want to make sure that you're categorizing every single thing, and make sure that you make a small adjustment, whatever that looks like. Because now that you've broken it down, you say, oh my gosh, I bring home $4,000 and I'm spending $7,000. But where the other $3,000 come from? If you're spending $4,000, spending $7,000, but you only bring home $3,000. So therefore, now it's like, what do you do? Right? This is where you want to start making adjustments. I'm telling you. So listen, sometimes what we find is people they start looking at things and making wrong decisions. Sometimes we buy out of social environment, or somebody, you're out with a group of people and they're spending money and you've already made up in your mind, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to buy nothing. Then they in a store and then this looks good to you. You say, oh, I could use that. So now you got to think about it. Do I need it or do I want it? Because again, you're trying to set your budgeting. You're trying to take control of your money so that you can secure a financial future. How do you do that? Sometimes you got to stop doing things. I'll tell you this. Listen, one time you all see I got red hair. Next time you see me, I might have blonde hair. We don't know. But I went through a time in my life where I didn't go to my beautician to get my red hair. My family thought I was going through a midlife crisis because my hair was now salt and pepper. And it's like, is everything okay? Are you all right? I'm like, what are you talking about? They said, you haven't been to the beauty salon to get your hair colored. I said I had to make some adjustments. I had to make a change. That doesn't fit in my budget. Sometimes you got to say it's not wisdom for me to do this right now. I try to tell people, change your mindset when it comes to your money. That's what you have to do. Just change your mindset. I just want to mention just a couple things for you. Some of the common mistakes that people make, like I just told you, confusing wants with needs. You don't want to, again, sometimes you have to look and see what is it that you want and what is it that you need. You may want to go out to Outback, but do you need to? You may want to buy a new outfit, but do you need to? So these are the things that you got to do. Reevaluate your life. Let's not just say, what people do. We're in a new year. Now everybody's talking about New Year's resolutions. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to save this amount of money. Instead of you saying, I'm going to make a New Year's resolution and save a certain amount of money, this is what you need to do. You should make a mindset shift. Do a financial shift in your mind. Start looking at your money a whole lot differently. Because again, we want to secure our future. We don't know what our future looks like now, right? We are looking at, if you look at the economy and people are just really having hard times with things. But now, in this time, you really want to reevaluate things. Let's reevaluate it. And this is the time that you do it. You're in a new year. Look at your finances and make that shift. That's all you have to do. Don't say it's a resolution. Just make your mindset shift. Do that financial shift. Get your family involved. Have family meetings. Spouses and your children, get together. Have family meetings and let's talk about what that looks like for us. Let's talk about finances. The other thing that people make common mistakes is forgetting about occasional expenses. Something that comes up that you may pay once every 6 months, like insurance, right? You may pay your car insurance every 6 months, if you don't pay it monthly. Or you may have a subscription that you signed up for and you totally forgot about it. These are occasional expenses that you forget about. You got it set up on auto draft or whatever, and you don't think about it. And then sometimes you may say, oh my goodness, well, why did this come out of my account? Now I'm in the negative, and now you got to look at it. This is the things that we're discussing. The other thing is setting unrealistic goals. Again, like I stated, you want to save money, but don't be realistic with it. I'll tell people, especially younger people that got children, I say based off of your amount of children you have, why don't you put $5 away per child in savings? Start there. Start where you can. Put $5, $10, $15, $25 away. And when you start putting that money away, it starts to make sense. You're going to say, oh, well, I want to put a little bit more. Because now you're empowered. You see that you're starting to save money. The other thing is not reviewing regularly. You're not looking at your books. I have this issue with business owners all the time coming into the office. They are not looking at anything on a regular basis. They don't know what's coming in and going out. You have to be able to look at everything on a regular basis. Set that time aside. Maybe take Saturday or Sunday or whatever and just look at your finances. That's what you want to do. So this is the thing, we want to help you. Well, I say we because, of course, I have my own business. So we want to help you get to financial freedom because with financial freedom comes consistency. Listen, one thing that I have always been taught, consistency is the key to breakthrough. I'm telling you, Stay consistent in doing this thing. It will take you a long way. It will definitely take you a long way. So start where you are and use what you have. So let's recap. The 50-30-20 rule. You have 50% needs, 30% wants, 20% savings and debt. You got to get out of debt before you can start saving. I forgot to throw that in there. So you want to start paying off your debt, because once you've paid off your debt, now we can start saving some money. So remember the 50-30-20. 50% is needs, 30% wants, 20% savings and debt. I'm telling you, we're going to be doing this every single week. I'm going to bring you a different nugget, different ideas that's going to be able to help you. This is what I teach my clients on a regular basis. And I'm telling you, if you stay consistent, it will work for you. I absolutely promise you. I promise you, if you stay consistent, it will work for you. So, what I'm going to do really, really quickly is I'm going to, just as I stated, again, it's a simple, flexible, realistic, and empowering tool. It will work for you no matter what. And I'm here to let you know every Monday, you tune in every Monday, 7:30 a.m., 7:30 p.m., right here, you're going to get a different nugget, different education from me every single week. This is what I want to do. I want to make sure that we are empowering you to help you with your finances. It is so important to me to be able to teach people about finances. It means so much to me because a lot of people were not taught this. And when I tell you, it does something to my heart to hear people say, I didn't know this. I didn't know that. When I have business owners come into my office and say, I didn't know I can write this off, or I can write that off, or I can purchase this, or I can purchase that. They don't know. And when you don't know, it's just a lack of knowledge. So we want to make sure that we give you the tools that you need to be able to help you sustain a financial future. So again, I'm Nina White, and this is Money Mondays. And what I want to say to you is, if you want to ask a question or make a comment, you can do that, and I will read it on the next segment out loud. So what you can do is you can either email us, and then the subject line put Money Mondays. Email us at contactus@mdaccounting.org, or you can text us at, listen, y'all, I don't know that phone number by heart, but I think it's already on the screen, but I'm going to tell you anyway. You can text us at 844-436-2788 and write your question there, or leave a comment and we'll read it on the air. Make sure you state your name and where you're from. Where you watching from? We want to be able to acknowledge you and say, hey, this person wrote in and they wanted me to read this, and I'm going to answer the question. If you got something you want me to talk about, hey, go ahead on and email the office or send a text message and say, I would like to see Dr. Nina White talk about this or talk about that relating to finances now. Don't get crazy. So just to recap, text 844-436-2788 or email us at contactus@mdaccounting.org, and then make sure the subject line says Money Mondays. Leave your name, your question, and where you're watching from, and I will read that on our next segment. If you would like to book me for any of your special events that you may have, conferences, or even professional developments to come in and speak or talk to your team if you're a small business owner just about finances, or again, you have any type of event that may be approaching and you looking for a keynote speaker or whatever that may look like for you, and you want to reach out to me to talk about finances, I would be honored to come. So you can also contact our office at 1-877-839-7778. If you would like what you hear and you want accounting services, you can also reach out, and we'll be able to help you. We have a great team of people that will be able to help you. Also, we offer CFO services, and those are to our chief financial officers. And so listen, I am here to help you. I'm here to educate you. And you're going to get this every single Monday right here on Money Mondays with Dr. Nina White. Have a wonderful day. Thanks so much for tuning in.